Most self-help gurus will tell you that you need more willpower to succeed, but they're lying to you. The truth is that willpower is a myth. It's actually the weakest tool in your mental arsenal, and relying on it guarantees failure. Every time you try to power through with determination and grit, you're setting yourself up for inevitable collapse. The people who appear to have incredible willpower aren't using willpower at all. They're using a completely different system that makes discipline feel effortless. While everyone else is struggling and suffering, trying to force themselves to do what they know they should do, these people have hacked their own brains to make success automatic. They've discovered that the real secret isn't about being stronger than your impulses, it's about being smarter than them. What I'm about to share with you will destroy everything you thought you knew about building discipline and replace it with a method so simple that you'll wonder why no one ever taught it to you before. Your brain is sabotaging your success right now, every single day. Millions of people wake up with the best intentions, set ambitious goals, and promise themselves that today will be different. Yet by evening, they find themselves scrolling through social media, watching television, or engaging in activities that move them further away from their dreams. This is not a character flaw. This is not weakness. This is your brain doing exactly what it was designed to do, and it's working against you. Let me share something that will change how you think about discipline forever. In the 1960s, researchers at Stanford University conducted what became known as the Marshmallow test. They placed a single marshmallow in front of 4-year-old children and told them they could eat it immediately or wait 15 minutes and receive a second marshmallow. The results were fascinating, but what happened next changed everything we know about success. Those researchers followed these children for decades and made a shocking discovery. The children who delayed gratification, who waited for the second marshmallow, consistently outperformed their peers in every area of life. They had better grades, healthier relationships, lower rates of addiction, and significantly higher incomes throughout their lives. But here's what most people don't understand about that study. The children who succeeded didn't have more willpower, they didn't have better genes, they had better strategies. They turned away from the marshmallow. They sang songs, they played games, they redirected their attention. They trained their brains to work with them, not against them. Today, we live in a world that makes the marshmallow test look like child's play. Every notification, every advertisement, every app on your phone is designed by teams of neuroscientists and behavioral psychologists to hijack your attention and destroy your discipline. The average person checks their phone 96 times per day. That's once every 10 minutes during waking hours. We're living in the most distracted time in human history, and most people are losing the battle for their own minds. But here's the truth that will set you free. Discipline is not something you're born with or without. It's not a personality trait that some people have and others don't. Discipline is a skill. It's a muscle that can be trained, strengthened, and developed. Your brain has an incredible capacity called neuroplasticity, the ability to rewire itself throughout your entire life. This means that no matter where you are right now, no matter how many times you've failed in the past, you can train your brain for maximum discipline. The reason 95% of people fail at developing discipline is because they're fighting against their own biology. Your brain has two primary systems competing for control. The first is your prefrontal cortex, the rational, logical part of your brain that makes long-term decisions. This is where your goals, values, and future vision live. The second is your limbic system, the emotional, instinctive part of your brain that seeks immediate pleasure and avoids pain. This is where your cravings, impulses, and instant gratification desires come from. The problem is that your limbic system is faster and stronger than your prefrontal cortex. When you see a piece of cake, your limbic system screams, "Eat it now," before your prefrontal cortex can even process what's happening. When your alarm goes off at 5 a.m., Your limbic system hits the snooze button before your rational mind can remember why you wanted to wake up early. This is why willpower fails. You're trying to use your weaker system to overpower your stronger system. But successful people understand something that changes everything. They don't rely on willpower, they create systems, environments, and habits that make discipline automatic. They train their brains to make disciplined choices without thinking about it. They understand that discipline is not about suffering through life, it's about creating the life you want through consistent, purposeful action. Think about this for a moment. Every single thing you want in life, better health, more money, stronger relationships, greater success, exists on the other side of discipline. Your dream job requires the discipline to develop skills and show up consistently. Your ideal body requires the discipline to eat well and exercise regularly. Your financial freedom requires the discipline to save, invest, and spend wisely. Your happiness requires the discipline to focus on what matters and ignore what doesn't. The compound effect of small disciplined actions over time is the most powerful force in personal development. If you improve just 1% every day, you'll be 37 times better in a year. If you get worse by 1% every day, you'll decline to nearly zero. This is why discipline is not about making huge changes overnight. It's about making small, consistent choices that compound over time. Your current level of discipline has created your current life. If you want a different life, you need a different level of discipline. The good news is that discipline breeds discipline. Every time you choose the harder path, you strengthen your mental muscles. Every time you delay gratification, you increase your capacity for future success. Every time you do what you said you would do, you build trust with yourself and confidence in your ability to achieve your goals. The transformation you're seeking is not just possible, it's inevitable when you understand how to train your brain properly. Your brain is the most sophisticated learning machine ever created. It can be programmed for success or failure, for discipline or distraction, for achievement or mediocrity. The choice is yours, but you must make it consciously and consistently right now. Your brain is ready to be trained. The neural pathways that will support your success are waiting to be strengthened. The habits that will transform your life are ready to be installed. The discipline that will set you free is ready to be developed. All you need is the right system, the right approach, and the commitment to follow through. This is your moment. This is your opportunity. Your brain is waiting for new instructions, and you're about to give them. Now that you understand how your brain works, let me share with you the 4 pillars that will transform your mental conditioning forever. These are not theories or concepts. These are proven strategies that have been tested by thousands of successful people across every field of human achievement. When you master these 4 pillars, you will have the mental strength to accomplish anything you set your mind to. The first pillar is rewiring your reward system through delayed gratification practice. Your brain craves instant rewards, but success requires learning to value future benefits over immediate pleasures. This doesn't mean living like a monk. It means training your brain to find satisfaction in the process of working toward your goals. Start small. When you want to check your phone, wait 5 minutes. When you want to buy something impulsively, wait 24 hours. When you want to quit during a workout, do 1 more repetition. Each time you delay gratification, you're literally rewiring your neural pathways to support long-term thinking. Here's a simple exercise that will change your life. Every morning, identify 1 small thing you want to do and 1 small thing you need to do. Do the thing you need to do first. This trains your brain to prioritize necessity over desire. Over time, this becomes automatic. You'll find yourself naturally choosing the harder path because you've trained your brain to associate discipline with reward. The second pillar is creating automatic behavioral patterns through habit stacking. Your brain loves efficiency, so it creates automatic responses to save energy. Most people have automatic responses that work against them: checking their phone when they wake up, eating junk food when they're stressed, watching television when they're bored. But you can hijack this system and create automatic responses that support your goals. Habit stacking works by linking a new behavior to an existing habit. After you brush your teeth, you do 10 push-ups after you pour your morning coffee. You review your goals after you sit down at your desk. You tackle your most important task. The key is to start so small that it's impossible to fail. Rachel, a client of mine, wanted to start exercising but couldn't find the time. We started with 1 push-up after she brushed her teeth. Just 1. After 2 weeks, she was doing 10. After a month, she was doing a full workout. Now she's run 3 marathons. It started with 1 push-up. The third pillar is building mental resilience through controlled discomfort training. Your brain's primary job is to keep you safe and comfortable, but growth happens outside your comfort zone. Most people avoid discomfort at all costs, which makes them mentally weak. But when you intentionally seek controlled discomfort, you build the mental toughness to handle any challenge life throws at you. This means taking cold showers when you prefer hot ones. It means waking up early when you want to sleep in. It means exercising when you feel tired. It means having difficult conversations when you want to avoid them. Each time you choose discomfort over comfort, you're building mental resilience. You're proving to yourself that you can handle whatever life demands of you. The fourth pillar is developing laser focus through attention span exercises. In a world of constant distractions, your ability to focus deeply on one task is your competitive advantage. But focus is like a muscle. It weakens without training and strengthens with practice. Most people have trained their brains for distraction by constantly multitasking, checking notifications, and jumping between activities. You can reverse this by practicing single tasking. Choose one important task and work on it for a specific amount of time without any distractions. Start with just 10 minutes if that's all you can handle. No phone, no notifications, no interruptions, just you and the task. When your mind wanders, gently bring it back. This is mental training. You're literally strengthening the neural pathways responsible for sustained attention. Here's what's remarkable about these 4 pillars. They strengthen each other. When you practice delayed gratification, you build the mental strength for controlled discomfort. When you create automatic habits, you free up mental energy for better focus. When you build mental resilience, you increase your capacity for delayed gratification. It's a synergistic system that compounds over time. The key is consistency, not perfection. You don't need to master all 4 pillars overnight. You just need to start with one and practice it daily. Your brain will begin forming new neural pathways within 21 days of consistent practice. Within 90 days, these new patterns will become automatic. Within a year, you'll be a completely different person with a completely different level of discipline. The choice is yours. You can continue living with your current level of discipline and accepting your current results, or you can commit to training your brain for maximum discipline and creating the life you truly want. Once you've established the foundation with the 4 pillars, you're ready for advanced techniques that will accelerate your progress and create breakthrough results. These methods are used by elite athletes, top performers, and successful entrepreneurs to maintain peak mental performance under pressure. The first technique is the 5-minute rule with progressive overload. When you face a task you don't want to do, commit to just 5 minutes. This bypasses your brain's resistance because 5 minutes feels manageable. Here's the secret. Once you start, momentum carries you forward. Your brain shifts from avoidance mode to engagement mode. After you can consistently do 5 minutes, increase to 10, then 15, this progressive overload strengthens your mental muscles just like physical exercise strengthens your body. Tracy Mark, a successful business owner, used this technique to transform his morning routine. He couldn't get himself to exercise, so he committed to just 5 minutes of movement each morning. Within 3 months, he was doing full hour-long workouts. The key was starting so small that his brain couldn't resist. Then, building momentum through consistency. Visualization is your second advanced weapon, but not the way most people think. Effective visualization isn't just seeing yourself succeed. It's mentally rehearsing the specific actions you'll take and the obstacles you'll overcome. Athletes call this mental practice, and brain scans show it activates the same neural pathways as physical practice. Spend 10 minutes each morning visualizing yourself making disciplined choices throughout the day. See yourself choosing the healthy meal, completing the difficult task, and staying focused despite distractions. Your environment is your third powerful tool. Your surroundings are constantly influencing your behavior, usually without you realizing it. Successful people design their environments to support their goals automatically. If you want to eat healthier, remove junk food from your kitchen and stock it with nutritious options. If you want to exercise more, lay out your workout clothes the night before. If you want to read more, place books where you normally keep your phone. Environmental design works because it reduces decision fatigue. Every decision you make drains mental energy. So the fewer decisions you need to make about discipline, the more mental energy you have for important tasks. This is why successful people often wear similar clothes, eat similar meals, and follow similar routines. They're not boring, they're strategic. Stress training is your fourth advanced technique. Most people try to avoid stress, but controlled stress actually strengthens your mental resilience. Just as your muscles grow stronger when exposed to resistance, your mind grows stronger when exposed to manageable challenges. This means deliberately putting yourself in situations that require discipline. Take on projects with tight deadlines, commit to public speaking, set challenging fitness goals. Each time you handle stress successfully, you increase your confidence and capability. Physical exercise deserves special attention because it's the single most powerful tool for enhancing cognitive control. When you exercise, your brain produces BDNF, brain-degrade neurotrophic factor, which acts like fertilizer for your neurons. Regular exercise literally grows new brain cells and strengthens the connections between them. Even 20 minutes of moderate exercise can improve your focus and decision-making for hours afterward. Sleep optimization cannot be overlooked. Your brain consolidates memories and clears mental waste during sleep. Without adequate rest, your prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for discipline, becomes impaired. This is why you make poor decisions when you're tired. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep by maintaining a consistent sleep schedule, avoiding screens before bed, and creating a cool, dark, sleeping environment. Finally, what you eat directly affects your mental performance. Your brain uses 20% of your daily calories, so the quality of your fuel matters. Stable blood sugar supports sustained focus, while blood sugar spikes and crashes destroy concentration. Eat protein with every meal. Choose complex carbohydrates over simple sugars, and stay hydrated throughout the day. These advanced techniques work together to create a compound effect. Better sleep improves your exercise performance. Better exercise enhances your stress tolerance. Better stress tolerance supports better decision making. When you master these techniques, you'll have the mental strength to tackle any challenge and achieve any goal you set for yourself. Now we must address the invisible barriers that sabotage even the most well-intentioned efforts. These mental obstacles are often more powerful than any external challenge you'll face. Understanding and dismantling them is crucial for long-term success in building maximum discipline. The first obstacle is your collection of limiting beliefs about discipline itself. Many people believe they're simply not disciplined people, as if discipline were a genetic trait like eye color. Others believe that being disciplined means living a joyless, restricted life. These beliefs become self-fulfilling prophecies. Your brain will always find evidence to support what you believe about yourself. If you believe you lack discipline, you'll unconsciously sabotage your efforts to maintain it. Replace these limiting beliefs with empowering truths. Discipline is not restriction, it's freedom. The person who exercises regularly has more energy and vitality. The person who manages their finances has more options and opportunities. The person who maintains their health has more years to enjoy life. Discipline doesn't limit your choices, it expands them. Procrastination is the second major obstacle, and it's rarely about laziness. Procrastination is an emotional regulation strategy. You delay tasks because thinking about them creates anxiety, fear, or overwhelm. Your brain postpones the task to avoid these uncomfortable feelings. But procrastination creates more stress than the original task ever would have. Break the procrastination cycle by reducing the emotional charge around tasks. Instead of thinking, I have to write this entire report, think, I'll just open the document and write one paragraph. Instead of, I need to clean the whole house, think, I'll just tidy up this one room. By making tasks feel smaller and less overwhelming, you reduce the emotional resistance that triggers procrastination. Emotional triggers are the third obstacle. Certain situations, people, or feelings automatically trigger undisciplined behavior. You might eat junk food when stressed, skip workouts when tired, or avoid difficult conversations when anxious. These triggers operate below conscious awareness, making them difficult to control through willpower alone. The solution is to identify your specific triggers and create predetermined responses. When you feel stressed, instead of reaching for food, you'll take 5 deep breaths. When you feel tired, instead of skipping your workout, you'll do a shortened version. When you feel anxious about a conversation, instead of avoiding it, you'll schedule it for a specific time. By planning your responses in advance, you're prepared when triggers arise. Building systems that work regardless of motivation is the fourth critical element. Motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes based on your mood, energy, and circumstances. Successful people don't rely on motivation, they rely on systems. Your system might include automated savings transfers, scheduled workout times, or predetermined meal plans. These systems run on autopilot, supporting your discipline even when you don't feel like being disciplined. Progress measurement and celebration are often overlooked, but essential components. Your brain needs feedback to stay motivated. Track your disciplined actions daily, not just your results. Celebrate completing your morning routine, not just losing weight. Acknowledge showing up to work on time, not just getting promoted. These small wins compound into major victories. When setbacks occur, and they will, your response determines your future success. Most people interpret setbacks as evidence that they're not disciplined, creating a shame spiral that derails progress. Instead, view setbacks as data. What triggered this setback? What can you learn from it? How can you adjust your system to prevent it in the future? Accountability systems provide external support for internal commitment. Share your goals with someone who will check on your progress. Join a group with similar objectives. Hire a coach or mentor. External accountability creates social pressure that reinforces your internal discipline. The key is to address these obstacles proactively rather than reactively. By understanding your patterns and preparing for challenges, you build resilience that sustains long-term success. The transformation from conscious effort to unconscious competence is where true mastery begins. When you first learned to drive a car, you had to think about every action, checking mirrors, adjusting speed, steering properly. Now you drive without conscious thought while having conversations, listening to music, or planning your day. The same transformation happens with discipline. What once required tremendous effort becomes automatic, effortless, and natural. This transition happens through what neuroscientists call myelination, the process where your brain wraps frequently used neural pathways with a fatty substance called myelin, making them faster and more efficient. Every time you choose discipline over impulse, you're strengthening these pathways. Every time you follow through on a commitment, you're making that behavior more automatic. Eventually, being disciplined becomes easier than being undisciplined. But mastery isn't just about making discipline automatic. It's about building a disciplined identity. Most people focus on changing their actions, But lasting change happens when you change how you see yourself. Instead of saying, I'm trying to be more disciplined, you begin to say, I'm a disciplined person. This shift in identity creates a powerful internal consistency. Your brain will work to align your actions with your identity, making disciplined choices feel natural and undisciplined choices feel wrong. Let me share a story that illustrates this transformation perfectly. 20 years ago, I met Jennifer, a single mother working 2 jobs who felt completely overwhelmed by life. She was overweight, in debt, and struggling to keep up with her responsibilities. She attended one of my seminars and decided to apply these principles, starting with just one small change, waking up 30 minutes earlier each morning to exercise. The first week was brutal. Her body resisted, her mind made excuses, and she failed 3 out of 7 days. But instead of giving up, she adjusted her approach. She laid out her exercise clothes the night before, set multiple alarms, and started with just 10 minutes of movement. Gradually, it became easier. Within a month, she was waking up early consistently. Within 3 months, she was doing full workouts. But here's where the magic happened. Success in one area began affecting other areas of her life. The discipline she developed through exercise started showing up in her finances. She began tracking her spending, creating budgets, and making better financial decisions. The mental clarity from regular exercise helped her perform better at work, leading to a promotion. The confidence from achieving her fitness goals gave her the courage to start a side business. 5 years later, Jennifer had lost 50 pounds, eliminated her debt, and built a successful consulting business. 10 years later, she had remarried, purchased her dream home, and was financially independent. Today, she's a successful entrepreneur who mentors other single mothers. The transformation began with 30 minutes of morning exercise, but it created a ripple effect that changed every aspect of her life. This is the multiplication effect of discipline. When you develop discipline in one area, it automatically strengthens your discipline in all areas. The mental muscles you build through physical exercise also help you resist impulse purchases. The delayed gratification you practice with your diet also helps you save money for long-term goals. The consistency you develop in your morning routine also helps you build better relationships through reliable behavior. Jennifer's story illustrates another crucial principle. Teaching discipline to others strengthens your own. As Jennifer began mentoring other single mothers, she had to articulate her strategies, reflect on her journey, and model the behavior she was teaching. This reinforced her own disciplined identity and made her even more committed to maintaining her standards. When you teach others what you've learned, you're not just helping them, you're cementing your own mastery. Find opportunities to share your knowledge, whether it's mentoring a colleague, coaching your children, or simply being an example to those around you. Every time you help someone else develop discipline, you're reinforcing your own disciplined pathways. The ultimate goal is creating a legacy through disciplined excellence. Your discipline doesn't just change your life, it changes the lives of everyone around you. Your children learn discipline by watching you. Your colleagues are inspired by your consistency. Your community benefits from your contributions. The ripple effects of your discipline extend far beyond what you can see or imagine. But perhaps the most profound realization is the connection between discipline and personal freedom. Most people think discipline restricts freedom, but the opposite is true. The person without discipline is enslaved by their impulses, emotions, and circumstances. They're at the mercy of their moods, their cravings, and their fears. True freedom comes from the ability to choose your response to any situation. And that ability is developed through discipline. When you have discipline, you're free from the tyranny of impulse. You're free from the stress of procrastination. You're free from the anxiety of unfinished tasks. You're free from the regret of missed opportunities. You're free to create the life you truly want, rather than settling for the life that happens to you. The person with maximum discipline has maximum freedom. They have the freedom to pursue their dreams because they've developed the habits that support success. They have the freedom to enjoy life because they've handled their responsibilities. They have the freedom to help others because they've taken care of themselves first. They have the freedom to take risks because they've built a foundation of stability through consistent action. Now I want to leave you with a final challenge that will test everything you've learned. For the next 30 days, I want you to choose one area of your life where you want to develop greater discipline. It could be your health, your finances, your relationships, or your career. Choose something that matters to you deeply. Starting tomorrow morning, commit to one small, disciplined action in that area every single day for 30 days. Make it so small that it's impossible to fail. But do it consistently, without exception. Track your progress daily. Notice how it affects other areas of your life. Pay attention to how your identity begins to shift at the end of 30 days. You'll be a different person. You'll have proof that you can train your brain for maximum discipline. You'll have evidence that you can create lasting change in your life. You'll have the confidence to tackle bigger challenges and achieve greater goals. But more importantly, you'll have taken the first step toward becoming the person you were meant to be, the person with the discipline to achieve any goal, overcome any obstacle, and create any result you desire. Your brain is waiting for new instructions. Your future is waiting for your decision. Your dreams are waiting for your discipline. The only question is, what will you choose to do with this knowledge? The power to transform your life is in your hands. The tools you need are in your mind. The time to begin is now. Train your brain for maximum discipline, and there will be no limit to what you can achieve.